Hello from my new studio. Long time no see, guys. I've missed you all so much. I'm so sorry for my inactive absence these past few months. A lot of you guys might know this already, but I have recently moved from the San Francisco Bay Area all the way up to Seattle, where I currently am, and it's just been a crazy, chaotic, transitional phase of my life. So in today's video, I wanted to give you guys a quick update as to what I've been up to and also some new projects that I'm working on. So since moving into a new house, I have been primarily devoting my time to setting up a new studio. I'll definitely have a full studio tour video for you guys very soon, but for now, here are some sneak peeks at the little touches I've been putting together for this space. I also wanted to thank Display for helping me with my studio decoration and also for supporting my channel and the art community. I got some stunning prints of my artwork that are printed on metal and they're super easy to install. You won't even need a hammer and nails because each print comes with these magnets. All you have to do is peel off the adhesive on the back of each magnet and then press the magnets firmly into the surface where you want to display your print. Then the metal print is easily held in place by the magnets and no need to create holes in your wall. So yeah, if you guys like these metal prints and want to pick up some for yourself, I'm going to be leaving all the information on the screen and in the description below so that you can get your own metal print. Okay, now I want to take some time to quickly just talk through some things that have been on my mind, especially regarding this past summer, why I haven't posted on social media as much. I want to preface this by saying that it is sometimes really awkward for me to show all angles of myself online. I originally started off my social media just wanting to share my art and, project this image of positivity and encouragement and inspiration. So a lot of times I find myself hiding behind my art and not really telling you guys anything about me, like my thoughts, my emotions, things that go on behind the scenes. Now I kind of have adopted a new mentality. I don't know why, maybe it's because I just moved to a new place, so I feel like having a fresh start. But I really think it's important now to share everything with you guys, especially those of you who want art careers and are curious about what the day-to-day life of an artist is like. I've said many times before that it is stressful and you will find yourself at times overwhelmed with the amount of things you have to do, and there's a lot more work than what it may seem to the outside world, but I never kind of shared my personal experience with that. So as you all may know, since I talk about it so much, two major life events happened this summer. I moved from California to Washington, and I also had my solo show at Sally Centigrade Gallery in Denver, where I got to show a collection of mermaid-themed oil paintings. I'm super proud of the work that I did. I'm so glad that so many of you got to see them in person, and the meetup I had at the opening night was probably the highlight of my year. I really can't thank you guys enough for coming to support me. But the whole process of preparing for the show and what happened afterwards was a really stressful, dark time in my life. It's something I never shared with the outside world. In fact, I think I isolated myself more, and you guys might have noticed that I became pretty much silent on social media. Basically, I bit off more than I could chew. I overestimated my abilities and my time management skills, and I thought that I could easily balance moving and packing with oil painting and preparing for a solo show. Turns out that's not true. I am not superhuman. I try my best to be as productive as I could and manage my time as efficiently as I could, and I think I just really overexerted myself physically and mentally. I would wake up, do a full work day of painting, packaging, editing, things like that, and then at night, instead of resting and socializing and recuperating, I would devote all my evening hours to managing the move. Moving definitely entailed way more work than I had anticipated, especially since my fiance and I were homeowners. We weren't renting, so we had to think about selling the place, renovating it to get it ready to sell. We had to think about how we're gonna pack up our lives and move all that into a new state where we didn't have any place to live. We had to think about temporary housing in the new state while we looked for a house to purchase. We had to worry about loans and finances and our pets, what we're gonna do with our pets in the meantime. It was just really stressful managing all those things at once. And I always felt like time was running out. I never felt like I was caught up or satisfied with my progress. And it was just this constant fear and anxiety of running out of time. And because of that, I took it all, I guess, I took all the responsibility for it. I attributed all that stress and maybe sometimes lack of productivity to my own abilities, to me not being productive enough, me not being strong enough, me not having enough energy, or just not being smart or talented enough to like handle all these things. I just held myself to a really, really high standard and I let myself down. And because of that, I went into this really negative spiral of, shame and guilt and frustration. I thought if I buried myself in my work and just kept going at it, that eventually I would be less stressed because there would be less things on my plate. Turns out you never can finish all the things you want to finish. You can never do everything that you wish you could. And that's one big lesson I learned from all this was don't be so hard on yourself. Like write down all the things you want to do, but don't kick yourself if you can't do them all 100%. But back then, I didn't know all this. I really just let myself sink into that dark place. I remember weeks where I would cry every night, not because I was sad, but because I was so stressed. That was like how I physically manifested that emotion. I would cry in frustration. I didn't think I deserved or earned any right to have fun, to relax, to socialize, because I always had so much more work to do that I thought if I had any free time I should spend it working. And then when I couldn't bring myself to work, whether it was physical exhaustion or some days I'd wake up and I would just feel like I was in such a slump, I would kind of lay there in bed and just be on my phone and veg out like a zombie. I didn't use my time wisely, and whenever I did have free time, I didn't actually invest that time into doing things that could have helped me recharge and reset. Like I didn't reach out to friends, I kind of isolated myself, I didn't socialize as much. I was either exhausted from overworking or vegetating from being too exhausted. That kind of cycle really made me into a cranky, angry person. I think the person who probably saw most of it was my fiance because, we lived together. It was a really rough time on our relationship because we were both on edge. We were both balancing a full-time job and also trying to orchestrate a big life move. We just ran out of energy to be patient with each other, to be forgiving, and to work on making each other happy. We focused all of our energy on our to-do list, our errands, our tasks. So that was a really rocky time in my relationship. We're still working on rebuilding a lot of the trust and love that was kind of damaged during that time. And during some of those darkest moments of that time, I really thought about reaching out to people on social media because I've been very fortunate to have grown a family and an audience of people who were genuinely kind and supportive of me and of each other. In times when I isolated myself and I was fighting with my fiance and I didn't have the time or didn't want to see any of my friends, I thought about what if I just posted something on social media and just even an Instagram story of saying hey, I am having a shitty day, I am exhausted, I'm about to pass out, and I just don't know if I can keep going anymore. In those times, I didn't. I was all up in my head about wanting to portray this image of positivity and encouragement. And so I just kept quiet about it and thought if I just kept posting my artwork and my paintings, maybe, people won't know that I'm actually struggling, that I've been crying every night from being so stressed and overwhelmed. And it was also during that time that I saw my social media beginning to change for the worse, whether it was because of the new algorithm or just because I was stressed and not posting as much or just luck. I saw my numbers starting to decline. anytime I posted on Instagram, I would lose followers. My videos on YouTube weren't getting as much engagement or views as they were before. That kind of discouragement, coupled with already being too stressed to want to post anything, just made me kind of go silent on Instagram and on YouTube. Whenever I did post, it was like something I had rushed through. I wasn't really sharing anything honest about what I was experiencing. I would kind of summarize a very toned down version of like, oh, I've been stressed, thank you so much for being patient with me. I didn't really show the reality of what I was going through, which was a really, really rough time. Anyways, I could talk about the social media thing for hours. I might make a separate video about that if you guys are interested in hearing about the kind of reality of social media. So things started finally taking a turn for the better once I moved to Seattle, and it almost happened accidentally. I think because I haven't seen so many of my old friends here in so long, I was almost desperate to reconnect with them, and that forced me to break out of my old habits. Instead of working all day up until the point of exhaustion and then isolating myself afterwards, I now force myself to go out and spend time with lovely people. I was going to happy hours, I was going to the movies, I went camping, and just slowly building up this social network here and rekindling a lot of my old friendships did wonders for my mental and emotional health. I don't think a lot of my friends here even know how much they have helped change and improve my life and make me feel so welcome and at home into, a city that's pretty much a new city at this point. I haven't lived in Seattle in 5 years, and I was kind of nervous to move back, and I wondered if people here even remembered me or would still want to hang out with me. And just having a group of people that feel like family here really welcome me and accept me and be here for me has just completely changed my life and changed my mindset. Amanda, if you're watching this, I love you. I think also I realized that I am definitely an extrovert. For a while I was confused because art is such a solitary lifestyle. You create, you edit, you conduct this whole business all by yourself in your studio, and I didn't realize how much I needed people until I moved here, and how much just spending quality time with the right people can replenish my energy and make me feel alive and healthy. So now that I'm a lot more self-aware and I know my limits and I've learned my lessons, I feel like moving forward, I am so much more well-equipped to deal with those stressful situations. And it's unavoidable. If you're gonna be an artist or an entrepreneur or a small business owner, or even like a student or any facet of life, you're gonna be going through really stressful phases and stressful intervals where it doesn't seem like you'll ever be able to get done with everything you need to get done. And for me, I've learned that even though it seems like I have no time left and that I have this mountain of work that's never going to be finished, I still need to take time off every day and recharge myself, whether it's by socializing or by spending time with my fiance or spending time with my pets, or even just cooking a dinner and sitting down and watching Netflix. I need at least a few hours in my day to take a break. Like, yes, I could take those extra hours and work extra long to finish 1 or 2 things off my to-do list, but in the long run, when that builds up over time, that's only going to damage my energy levels, my outlook, my mood. And even if I can't accomplish, the pinnacle of what I want or be like some extreme success story, I need to be a normal human being and I need to take care of myself. For the longest time, I just thought if I work harder and work longer, then I can grow more, I can achieve more, I can, really invest in my future. But I realized that if you don't have your health, then none of it matters. So whether that's physical health or mental health or emotional health, it's really important to put your health as a priority. I started off making art and wanting to be an artist because it made me happy. That's why I quit my job. That's why I changed everything about my life. Was I wanted to do something as a career that made me feel fulfilled and happy. But over time, I guess I just became a workaholic and forgot that happiness can be found in way more places than just succeeding or accomplishing goals or getting work done. Happiness also can come from enjoying life, you know, indulging in the pleasures of life, taking time to do the things that relax you, that replenish you, and taking time to spend with people that you love and care about. I know it's a work in progress because I'm still not fully adapted to this new mindset. I still feel a lot of guilt when I'm out socializing. I still feel like I should always be working, and I definitely still struggle with those days where I veg out and sulk in bed because I'm so depressed about not being able to accomplish everything I want to accomplish. But if anything, I'm just really glad that at least I've opened up and shared this struggle with you guys, and I know that things will get better. I know I'm gonna keep working on it and keep working on my emotional well-being and not overworking myself and not beating myself up. I hope that me rambling about this will help some of you guys out there not feel so alone if you're going through something similar. Wow, I didn't realize that I had been rambling for so long. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next part of the video. Instead of just telling you guys what I've been doing, I'm gonna update you on some of the exciting projects that I have coming up. I actually have a lot of video footage that I filmed before I moved out of my old studio in California, and I need to actually edit those videos. There are a few tutorials coming up. I also have been drawing and painting lately. For about a month when I was moving and just trying to, I guess, scrape by, I didn't paint as much as I used to. So it's been awesome to just get back on the easel again and get my hands dirty. I've been fortunate enough to have a few commissions lined up for amazing clients who have been so patient with me as I was struggling to get my life back in order. So I definitely want to make the best possible oil paintings I can for them, and I am also going to be filming time lapses for a few of them, so those are coming up. Also, you guys might have seen her on Instagram already, but I have completed a new drawing for an upcoming group show with Wow X Wow, and this is the first time I've submitted a drawing for a gallery show. Usually I stick with oils because I'm most comfortable with oil paintings, but this time, in the spirit of trying something new, I wanted to push myself to make a really detailed and well-rendered drawing that I feel like is gallery worthy. And yeah, basically I'm trying to just get back into my old routine, but with a new, healthier mindset. So my Patreon is still up and running. I am having a live stream on September 27th if you guys are interested in joining me on Patreon. Also, I just wanted to take the time to thank my Patreon family for being there for me, especially in these rough times. So thank you guys so much for watching this really long video and for always making me feel supported and accepted, and basically giving me the confidence to open up with you guys. I'm really motivated to make this channel a more honest and open place, as well as, you know, educational and inspiring. So yeah, really excited for what's to come, and I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye!